What if Hollywood's ultimate playboy harbored a private love life every bit as legendary as his on-screen exploits? Warren Beatty dazzled audiences with his swagger and his smolder for many decades. Today, we're mapping out Beatty's romantic odyssey. Every co-star, spark, rumor, and the one relationship that endured. Strap in, because Beatty's heart has more twists than a Scorsese screenplay. 1. Natalie Wood, 1960 to 1963. Right after his Oscar-nominated turn in Splendor in the Grass, Beatty found himself drawn to Hollywood sweetheart, Natalie Wood. They met at a studio party in 1960 and quickly became tabloid fixtures, dining under candlelight at Cairo's, teasing each other between takes, and swapping movie scripts for bedtime reading. Insiders whispered how Wood's bright laughter soothed Beatty's restless energy, while he taught her poker tricks in smoky back rooms. But as Beatty's career soared with films like McCabe and Mrs. Miller, distance crept in. Their last public sighting together was an uneasy double date with Robert Wagner and Natalie's husband Richard Gregson in early '63. Though they parted as close friends, Wood later admitted she never found a connection quite like their whirlwind Hollywood romance. Second, Julie Christie, 1968 to 1974. By the late 1960s, Beatty was at peak cool, and he set his sights on Oscar winner Julie Christie. Their paths first crossed at a Cannes Festival after-party in 1968, where Christie recalled him leaning in close, voice low, eyes gleaming with mischief. For 6 years, they were inseparable. European jaunts in Beatty's silver Aston Martin, late-night script notes scribbled on cocktail napkins, and whispered debates about cinema's next avant-garde turn. Rumors even swirled of an unofficial engagement. Beatty presented her with a diamond ring that Christie kept hidden in her jewelry box. But their artistic ambitions pulled them in different directions. When Christie accepted a stage role in London in 1974, what was meant to be respite became the final act. They parted amicably, each carrying the memory of a creative collision as intense as any screen romance. 3. Diane Keaton, 1978 to 1980. After Heaven Can Wait reunited him with youthful charm, Beatty entered one of his most talked-about flings with Diane Keaton. Their chemistry ignited on set in early '78, fueling late-night drive-in screenings and impromptu duet performances of show tunes. Paparazzi pounced on every shared coffee, every hesitant handhold, dubbing them Hollywood's hottest odd couple. Keaton later laughed that Beatty was the most beguiling partner I've had, praising his thoughtful letters and goofy pranks like hiding carrots in her makeup kit. Yet, as Keaton's directorial aspirations grew, she craved a steadier rhythm than Beatty's nomadic lifestyle. By mid-1980, they drifted apart, leaving behind a trail of smitten colleagues and magazine covers proclaiming Beatty's heart belongs to Keaton until it doesn't. 4. Madonna, 1989 to 1990. In the late 80s, pop's material girl met Hollywood's golden boy, and the tabloids exploded. Madonna and Beatty first locked eyes at an LA charity event in December 1989. Witnesses recall her leaning in to whisper in his ear, him responding with a rakish grin that dazzled the room. They danced under disco lights until dawn and were later spotted having private screenings of Dick Tracy, where Beatty insisted Madonna critique his direction. Rumors claimed they spent weekends at his Pacific Palisades villa, sharing espressos and plotting film collaborations. Yet both maintained it was a playful fling, an electrifying but fleeting spark before Beatty realized he wanted a more lasting script. By summer 1990, Madonna had moved on to new projects, and Beatty quietly erased her number from his Rolodex. 5. Stephanie Seymour and Other Brief Flares, 1990 to 1991. Beatty's phone book read like a who's who of supermodels and stars. Stephanie Seymour, Joyce Heiser, Isabel Adjani among them, each romance a headline magnet. With Seymour, he vacationed on the French Riviera. With Adjani, he shared midnight debates about Dostoevsky. With model Brooke Hayward, he hosted legendary rooftop dinners in Manhattan. Yet these chapters were short and intense, passionate summer escapes that fizzled as Beatty's directorial duties called him back to the States. Despite the swirl of magazine rumors, some fawning, some scandalous, Beatty's own wry humor kept the gossip at bay. "I've dated more women than I have film credits," he once deadpanned, deflating the most sensational stories with a single smile. 6. Annette Benning, 1991 present. On the set of Bugsy in late 1991, Beatty encountered someone who finally matched his wit and held his focus. Annette Benning, playing Virginia Hill, stunned him not just with her talent, but with her warmth. Late-night script discussions turned into walks on the Santa Monica Pier, and by March 30th, 1992, they said, "I do," in an intimate Beverly Hills ceremony. Their marriage has since weathered Hollywood storms, 4 children born: Stephen, Benjamin, Isabel, Ella, joint charity work for children's causes, and public appearances marked by genuine smiles rather than tabloid drama. Beatty credits Benning for grounding me in realities I didn't know I needed, while she praises his boundless generosity and steady partnership. Now, with over 3 decades together, tabloids no longer chase the Beatty name. What they see is a union that outshines any on-screen romance. 7. Legacy of a Hollywood heartthrob. From early crushes with Hollywood ingenues to headline-grabbing pop flings and a final enduring marriage, Warren Beatty's romantic journey reads like an epic screenplay. Each chapter, filled with glamour, globe-trotting, and whispered secrets, reveals not just his irresistible charm, but a restless quest for connection. Yet in the end, his greatest role wasn't a gangster, a detective, or a reckless lover. It was as a devoted husband and father who found a partner ready to share life's final act. And maybe that's the secret behind Beatty's spellbinding allure. The bravado, the glamour, the headlines, all in service of a heart that ultimately